I love the hustle, man.
On that note, we back with another video. I go by the name of Stuff. We got Dope Boy Bush. We got Teddy Y45. Back, man. What's good with y'all, man?
Man, just another day surviving, man.
Now, since the last time we were here, you know what I'm saying? Since the last time y'all saw us, man, we were talking about the De'Aaron Fox potential trade. That potential trade turned into a trade, and he is no longer a member of the Sacramento Kings, man. He's a San Antonio Spur. You know, good luck to him. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we are moving forward. We now acquired Zach LaVine and Jonas Valanciunas since then. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm talking to y'all too. If you would have told me that last week, hey, y'all got to trade you're trading De'Aaron Fox's services for Valanciunas and Zach LaVine, I'll take that. I'm be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Especially with how we've looked without, you know what I'm saying, De'Aaron Fox. But you know what I mean? But anyway, though, man, if this is your first time to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, and we are gonna get straight to it, man. Pretty much, man. All right, so before we get to the new look Kings, before we get to the Zach LaVines and the Valanciunas, is there any residual things y'all want to say before as we move on from the De'Aaron Fox era about that transition, about that trade, about that move? How do you feel about the trade? We really didn't talk about that, so maybe we could start there. Dope Boy, what's your thoughts on the trade?
Good riddance. In the famous words of my boy 4-5, man, Mr. Northside himself. Good riddance. Glad he gone. You know what I mean? It was causing too much distraction.
Yeah.
Amongst the team, amongst the ownership. They didn't know if he was going to resign or not. You know, you don't need to keep your players in limbo like that. You don't need to keep the organization in limbo like that. So if it's time for you to move on and you ready to go ahead and go, and your play's reflecting on the court, showing that you don't want to be here, we don't want you.
That was the main thing for me. His play, like, you could tell he just wasn't in it the last week.
Yeah,
like,
he was not.
I don't know if y'all saw. I sent y'all I text y'all the stats of his last 2 weeks with the Kings. Did y'all see it? And Teddy White, you and I touched on that on the last video. How, like, you know, he just looked out of it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he was averaging like 18. He was shooting below 30% from three. I think it was like 35% from the field. Like, you could just tell. I'm like, bro, like, why? Like, if you wanted to go, you wanted to go, but why don't quit on your teammates like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we lost games because of you, because you wasn't, you know, but whatever. He's out of here. Teddy White, what's your thoughts on the trade, man?
I mean, really, my thoughts on the trade is I feel like everybody else, even the energy around the city has been, when I talk to people about it, they was exhausted just as much as I was, you know what I mean? They was ready to move on to, especially the outro, you know what I mean, the way he left. Yeah. You know what I mean? He kind of gave the Buddy Hill energy. You know what I mean?
It was almost worse than Buddy.
Yeah, it was probably worse than Buddy Hill.
It was almost worse than Buddy. Buddy was bad, though.
Probably because of who it was.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. For sure. 110%.
Yeah, but not for sure. You know, so
other than that, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited about Zach LaVine. You know what I mean? Big Val. You know what I mean? Something that's much needed. Every game we watch together, I know all three of us say, man, they need a big. They need a big. They need a backup big. You know what I mean?
We got it. You know what I'm saying? Valanciunas is a proven vet in this league, proven rebounder. I'm not sure he's, you know, like a big rim protector in it or anything like that, but he's a big body who can box out, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, bully some dudes down low. So that's going to help us, especially off the bench, man. We always talk about how Sabonis doesn't really have that guy to kind of come in when he's in foul trouble, you know what I mean, or just needs a rest. You know, productivity kind of falls off. But he could score around the basket and he could rebound. So that was kind of a surprise move, especially because that move came after the Zach LaVine one. So what's y'all thoughts about Monty McNair right now? Seems like he's really active and trying to improve this roster. Teddy White, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm a Monty fan. You know what I mean? I mean, staying active. We'll see if it pays off, but just being talked about. You know what I mean? Being in the rotation of trade talks. And I remember there was a time where we used to sit back, watch that ticker and know our name wasn't going to scroll by there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, sometimes change is scary. But it was definitely much needed change. I mean, we've been losing, you know what I mean? And it started turning around slowly, started turning around, you know. But right now, I think if Doug is the coach right now, Doug want people that want to be here, that's going to give some effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even with the loss the other day, the players felt I seen Monk say, they were talking about Doug, and he was just like, we didn't give no effort basically for him. You know what I mean? And that's why he was upset with us. We could have played better. The turnovers, you know what I mean? So just right then and there, accountability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
sure.
and if Monk is the leader and for the moment or however long he's gonna be here, you know what? That's a great way to be a leader. Someone taking accountability, something that we lack, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of Monk, before we kind of move on again, I don't want to backtrack, but just kind of talking about the whole De'Aaron Fox thing and things like that. I sent y'all a quote that Malik Monk said about the move. Somebody, a reporter was asking him just about De'Aaron Fox, and he said, by the looks of it, they say he wanted to be out of here, so he got what he wanted. So, I mean, that whole thing to me kind of points the finger at, hey, it wasn't really. We know, and also Monty McNair had a press conference yesterday, and he pretty much said, like, hey, like, we wanted to keep De'Aaron, but him and his people made it clear that re-signing him probably, that it wasn't going to happen, and it was in our best interest to pretty much trade him. So, I mean, man, that's just a quick little side note for all you people who just want to say, oh, F the Kings or front office, this and that. Like, this was all De'Aaron Fox is doing, man. And I touched on the last video, and but I do think the Kings are putting themselves in a good position. Dope boy. So we just talked about Valanciunas and Zach LaVine being a part of the roster. Do you feel like with De'Aaron Fox being traded, that Monty had like put like the pressure on himself to like improve this roster like right away, or do you feel like these moves kind of were already in the works? Like, what do you think about that? Well, as far as the Valanciunas, we knew that we had to trade De'Aaron, but as far as Valanciunas, do you feel like that was like an extra, like, okay, I got to get something else in here? You know what I'm
saying? I would say definitely yes, and the reason why I say yes is because, like we said beforehand, we didn't think that this De'Aaron Fox trade was going to go ahead and go down, and if it was, we thought we were going to go ahead and receive a bag of peanuts or chips in return for him. Monty McNair definitely had to make a big move. He had to make a splash in order to go ahead and keep your core players who re-signed this past summer. When you had Malik Monk come back, when you had DeRozan sign another extension. So you had to get on the phones and work them horns and be like, hey, look, what trades are available out there for us to go ahead and capitalize on in order for me to keep my star players who re-signed here satisfied based off of what Fox went ahead and did by saying he wanted to go ahead and leave Sac. So, yeah, I think that this was a huge win for Monty McNair because he had to make this move. If you don't make this move, I couldn't tell you what the Kings' situation would be like going into the offseason and the start of NBA season for next year without these moves being made. Yeah, when you go ahead and pick up a piece like Valanciunas, you pick up LaVine, it's kind of showing like, all right, hey, look here, Monk. And we got you. Don't go nowhere. Just let us go ahead and do what we got to go ahead and do to make sure we satisfy you guys, but also make sure that we're building a winning team and to capitalize on this closed window, that we have right now.
I think that's important because you got to buy the trust of the players who are on your roster now.
Yes,
of the DeRozan, especially DeRozan. I think that's a wild card one because we kind of know that he came here. De'Aaron Fox was a part of the reason why he came here, but you kind of want him to stay to finish out that contract, you know what I'm saying? To play alongside Sabonis. You have Monk. Hopefully, and that's one thing I was kind of worried about. Are we going to be able to keep these guys engaged? Are we going to be able to keep these guys wanting to be a part of the potential and the growth of this team moving forward? Teddy, what's your thoughts on that? Do you kind of feel like that might have helped them buy in, or do you kind of feel like it's still up in the air depending on what happens by the end of the season? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's just gonna see how the rest of the season goes. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know. Although DeRozan came here for De'Aaron Fox, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he had just as good as a relationship with Zach LaVine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he played with Valanciunas in Toronto too.
Yes, they sure did.
See what I'm saying? So we might be pivoting off Fox going to Sabonis and DeRozan and building around those guys, which isn't a bad spinoff, especially for us, a small market team. But one thing about Monty is since he's been a GM, Monty has always been aggressive. Before he even came to the Kings, he has an aggressive reputation, and he's going to go after players, right?
Yeah.
So for the last couple of years, last couple of seasons, when we didn't see something move, he was definitely moving. But we've been getting punked the fake on from other franchises every time things get leaked and You know, so man, Monty doing Monty things. You know,
Agreed. All right, so just kind of piggybacking off that, and just kind of like talking about the continued growth of this roster moving forward. One thing that's interesting, I just I learned because and this was a player that was kind of rumored like that the Kings were interested in early, like I think in the summer, like throughout the fall. Brandon Ingram, he just got traded to the Raptors, but quiet as kept, he's a free agent this coming summer, and. You know, say you have a DeRozan who wants to get traded. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I kind of want to be here with deaaron, but you still got LaVine, you still got Monk, you still got some bonus.
Yeah.
You can get something for DeRozan, and you can go holler at Ingram like, "Yo, we can plug you right in. This would be your team." You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm just kind of thinking ahead. I haven't heard nothing about that, not like that, but just just kind of keeping this thing going, keeping the momentum moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you do have something like that happen in the summer where DeRozan wants to kind of move on. So, I mean, would that be something that you guys would be open to if you, as supporters and fans of the team, if we were to kind of like, if DeRozan wanted to move, you can get something for him. And maybe possibly sign Ingram. How you think something like that would look?
I mean, it just depends on what you can go ahead and get back for DeRozan. You know, I know he's a little bit older. He's on the later side or the middle side of 30, or later side of 30, should I say, in basketball terms. You feel what I'm saying? So basically, yeah. If you get a couple pieces here and there for him, or if you get some draft capital that you might be able to go ahead and move off of later on, then cool. But
hold on, y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. What's the best availability? What's the best ability?
Availability.
Availability. Yeah.
I understand DeRozan he's getting older, right? But I can't even remember the last time Brandon Ingram had even played 70 games. Yeah. I'm not spinning off of DeRozan for no Ingram. Now, if you want to come over here and join Death Row with what we already got going, then come on and do it. Yeah. But I'm not coming off DeRozan. But it was kind of Ingram.
Well, my idea was kind of like if DeRozan wanted to leave. You know what I'm saying? Because
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just to kind of like fill that void.
But now I feel like he got more of a reason to stay. Now.
Yeah, no, definitely. After those moves had been made, I felt like it was like a sense of security for Monty McNair to say, okay, hey, look, I might be able to go ahead and get this man on board. Stay with us to play out this contract.
I think that was important, getting DeRozan on board.
It definitely was important because you got to think about it. DeRozan came here for these factors right here, and these factors are no longer in play. So it's like, how I'm going to go ahead and keep, him motivated enough to go ahead and continue to keep playing, but then also want to go ahead and stay in Sacramento.
But also too, I could be wrong. I'm just kind of speculating with this, but seeing how De'Aaron Fox left, I wonder if the other guys on the team on the current roster kind of looked at it like, man, let's band this thing together. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, he was in, you know what I'm saying? We thought bro was in the foxhole with us, pun intended, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't really believe what we had going on. What's up, boy? And now let's lock in and kind of see what we can do. Now, with that being said, Teddy White, do you feel like we can make a push for the playoffs this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're three-way tie in eighth right now. It's been an emotional season. It's been an up and down season. We have coach firing, star players getting moved. I think we've been one of the teams that had the roughest start to a season, right? And we're right in the thick of things.
Still.
You know what I mean? So we can catch another 5-game win streak. Maybe catch a 3-game, 4-game win streak going into All-Star break, man. We're right back in it.
Well, it's very vital to win these games, especially after all these moves and these trades have been made, in the Western Conference. The Dallas Mavericks got better, I felt like. The Lakers got better with their acquisitions. That
Did San Antonio get better? Did
they get better? I don't know just yet. I think that they might be a play-in team this year. Okay. Possibly sneak in, maybe. Okay. But that's a project for them to go ahead and worry about within like the next year or so. But this year I definitely don't see them sniffing, the playoffs.
Yeah, I think
based on because their record currently right now.
Yeah.
And then all the moves have been made in the Western Conference now. It kind of puts them in jeopardy of the team on, out on the outside looking in, saying, okay, hey, look, we need something to go ahead and happen with half of these teams, maybe 7 through 9 or 7 through 10 to go ahead and kind of fall off, so that way we can go ahead and try to sneak our way in. But it's going to definitely be an interesting second half of the season, for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely in a hole right now in the Western Conference. I think they're going to have a tough time kind of getting out of that, because I don't think de'Aaron Fox just automatically, oh my God, like, and it's so funny. It's so funny. National media is so funny to me. All of a sudden, oh, he's the top point guard in the league. Oh my goodness, Wemby, De'Aaron, y'all wasn't saying none of that.
Especially last night when they were being played on national television. Did you hear? I know he was going off, but
Richard Jefferson was slurping. Oh my God,
he was. They are. Come on, man. We didn't need to on too, bruh. Doing too much with that.
Slurping, but I get it. You know, the league wants to push the Wemby thing. I like Wemby as a player. He seemed like a really good kid.
Yeah, he does.
But I just don't see it. Okay, when I say like, and I was kind of talking to y'all about this too. So now we can kind of go into this. Like, we're just kind of flowing right now with the topics. Who's gonna win the race with this whole thing in the next like 3, 4? I say for this season to next 4. Kings, Spurs. Who's going to be the better team? Teddy White.
Great question.
That's a great question.
Who's going to be the better team, the Kings or the Spurs?
I would be lying if I didn't say, I like what the Spurs are doing over there. I mean, after the first game, you know what I mean? It looked good.
Against the Hawks, and they won by 1. Against the Hawks, and they won by 1.
That is true.
They gave up like a 25-point lead against the Hawks, and Trae Young almost won the game.
Yeah, he did. Ice cold Trae. He definitely
and that was like hot, like De'Aaron Fox, adrenaline first game, national game. He wanted to come out like to prove like, oh yeah, like, you know. So I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? He came out hot, whatever. He was shooting all the threes and he was making them, unlike he was here. But
hey, look, his
Fox gonna be Fox.
Yeah, well, of course, but I mean, you know, you got to understand now that he's playing on the Spurs. The Spurs is a team that the NBA gives national attention to when it comes to broadcasting on television, versus how Sacramento Kings were, where you get a game here or there, you know, maybe on NBA TV. But if you ain't got that league pass, you're not gonna be able to go ahead and watch some Kings play unless you're based somewhere in Northern California to go ahead and do so. So with him getting on a platform such as big as ESPN, it's like, okay, it's my time to shine now. I've been sitting in Sacramento for so long, you know, kind of flying underneath the radar.
He'll get a few more national games. I don't think it's going to be like a crazy like slew of games. I mean, they do want to put Wemby on TV a lot.
Well, man, they were putting Wemby on TV before the Chris Paul.
They were.
I mean, before the De'Aaron Fox trade. You know, so now with him being there, this is going to add more national attention and coverage to that team, to where they're going to want to go ahead and tune in and be like, hey, we need to get these guys on some more national TV games. You know, but to answer your question,
who's going to win, man? The next 3 or 4 years.
I honestly think San Antonio is. And
do you?
Yeah, Kings fans.
Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, as long as you go ahead, as long as Wemby can go ahead and stay healthy and still be 20 and 10 and 15 or however he is right now with the stats, and De'Aaron Fox being the way he is, and then Castle, you know, being a rookie and coming up underneath that. They're gonna go away. They're gonna go ahead and get some pieces over there that's gonna want to go ahead and play for.
We'll see about that.
You know,
I still feel like that's up in the air about people wanting to go down there. And the reason I say that is because I feel like there's gonna be so many other teams that are gonna be closer to winning. Now, if you find a young guy who's maybe at the end of his first contract, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, who's just looking to join somebody else, I'm like, oh, I could see like a 2 guard or a 3. But then you know, it's like, but who though? You know what I'm saying?
So my question back to you then is, if that is the case, with the window being the way it is in Sacramento, and you know, DeRozan being 30, 5
I think it's
or
about
30,
33, 4?
34. So you got another 2 years out of him on the contract. Malik Monk is there for another 2 years. I think with a player option. I don't know how long
Malik is a free agent in 2028.
2028. So think about it. If these boys walk, who does the Kings have? And I don't know what LaVine. I think LaVine's underneath contract for another year or two.
I think
so they're all going to be
like on the same timeline.
Right,
on the same timeline.
That's why we got them draft picks. That's why you got them draft picks.
But man, them draft picks don't always amount to you getting a star player though, man. Them things could be hit or miss, especially with the way the Kings and Monty McNair and all them been drafted in their organization. I think we talked about it on a couple episodes about what they've done in the past draft and how they went for point guards and the ones that they did go ahead and get outside of what you had. Halliburton that was, all-star that had top-tier talent, but him and De'Aaron Fox played the same position.
Mm-hmm. I think I do feel like Monty McNair is going to learn from these draft picks.
I hope so.
But also, too, we got to keep in mind, too, he was drafting in a way to kind of like have somebody to support De'Aaron Fox, if that makes sense. Like, be that backup point. He's no longer doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because the Davion Mitchell, we need a backup. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Now, Devin Carter backup for De'Aaron Fox. So now De'Aaron's gone. I think now it's going to be kind of like, all right, pick the best player or pick the best wing or pick. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be just pick a short point guard anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is a thing to where, bro, that's where free agency is at. Don't go ahead and go get in the draft. You bummed on a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? You struck out on a couple of them. Go get these free agents. Go get somebody who's a veteran point guard to come in. You can use that draft pick on a big man that they've been needing. A stretch four or wing that they've been needing. So why would you not? Hey, look, you know what? Let me go ahead and go into this little list over here. Let me see what available PGs that there's out there that can go ahead and help De'Aaron Fox spell him some minutes when he's either in foul trouble, he's hurt, or we need to go ahead and give him a breather. They didn't. I don't think they looked at that. Name one free agent signing they ended up getting that was a point guard.
So you pretty much feel like we wasted those two picks on Davion.
Hell yes.
Tell you why. What's your thoughts on those two picks, Davion Mitchell and because I remember you liked the Davion pick when it happened back in the day, but
Davion was a top 10 player coming out of Baylor at the time.
But did he show that when he got to the
national
league?
Stage?
Did he show that he was a lottery pick? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, at the time, yeah, he was. In my eyes, he was. But again, the translation, right? Because he was a defensive player and he was a scorer. Right. He was hitting open. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Get to the rack. He was doing things that's not translating over to the league. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Davion is getting better each year, right? Mm-hmm. But he needs to take that big jump,
right?
So you saw Monty's vision in those two picks. What about Devin Carter right now? We haven't seen much of him. You know what I'm saying? He's just kind of just playing, getting his feet up under him. I wish to do well. I don't want him to fail. Yeah. But what you've seen so far, what do you think?
I haven't got enough of them.
Yeah.
Haven't got enough of them in and out. You know what I mean? As a young fella coming into the business now, dealing with the business of this. You know what I mean? You're seeing people that. I'm pretty sure, of course, he had a relationship with Fox, but I'm pretty sure Fox also probably took him under his wing, things like that. And you seeing guys like that in and out quick.
Right.
So, and then he started off injury. So, man, maybe the second half of the season get into a rhythm, find his game, find his niche.
I'm hoping so because I felt like they reached for him. And I talked to you guys about that previously through phone calls, through text, even on the podcast from previous episodes. I felt like the Kings reached for him in the lottery. I don't feel like he was a lottery pick. I felt like they could have got him later in the first round, possibly second round potential for sure. So he was hurt coming out of college. You didn't really know how that was going to go ahead and play out.
But can we all agree that Keegan Murray was a good pick for where he was drafted? Can we agree?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still. Oh God, no. Hey, you're two out of three. You lost that one, man.
I mean, he's just the inconsistency. I mean, I would want him to go ahead and play more consistent. I do see the reason why the Kings ended up drafting him. I'm not mad at the pick. I just need more productivity out of him.
Just consistency.
That don't connect pickup would have been spicy.
Man, that would have.
Hey, man. A lot of trades like that. I mean, even though he is a rookie, that was kind of surprising. But if you notice with the Lakers, they weren't really playing bro like that lately. Like the last month, he really wasn't on the court that.
You gotta understand him. I mean, I felt like he was another carbon copy of Austin Reeves. Honestly, both the same height. They both can go ahead and shoot. They can both go ahead and shoot off the dribble.
Austin is more of a one-on-one guy and a playmaker, though. He's a little more, you know what I'm saying? Connects is a better shooter for sure.
Shooter, yeah.
He wasn't passing enough to Bronny. They got him up out of there.
The Bron effect.
A guy like that. So yeah, I mean, all right. So, what about the Kings, man? Do y'all think the Kings are gonna make the playoffs this year?
Yeah.
I feel like they will if they go ahead and get it together at the right time, but they have to go on, like, Teddy said, they got to go ahead and go on some win streaks in order to continue to keep up with the upper echelon of talent that's out, that's at the top of that West. Because it's so jam packed there. You lose a game or two here, it's gonna go ahead and push you all the way back to 10th. 11. So you got to stay. You got to really stay on task with that.
And they could do it. We called out the last one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right when Christie came in, they ended up going on a little win streak.
7 games.
We were just saying, man, I need them to go on the win streak.
And they did it.
They ended up going on it.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get them going on another little 4-game win streak before this All-Star break kick in.
So I don't know if y'all see, it's kind of like Teddy White looking up. I'm looking to the side. This is Jonas Valanciunas' first game. So, you know what I'm saying? We checking out these Kings against the Portland Trailblazers right now. We're kind of doing this at the same time. He's looking good, man, coming in for some bonus, man, hitting free throws, getting rebounds and things like that. Keeping the production going in that position. I think that's going to be big, I think, moving forward. Having that guy that can give some bonus and rest to where it's like, okay, take an extra minute or two, you know what I'm saying? Stay out of foul trouble. Like, I got this, you know what I mean?
The cool part about it is, as I'm looking at my phone, because I was looking over stats just to go ahead and see, where they were, some of these cats were at, at their previous respective teams. And Valanciunas, for the year, this year so far, he was averaging 11, 8, and 2. So 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists.
And I don't think he was getting a ton of minutes either.
Oh, he's gonna get a ton of minutes.
No. I'm saying, but
Washington. For sure,
I don't think he was getting a ton of minutes out there. You know what I'm saying? He was still productive.
He's gonna get a ton here. Because
if he could do that, if he could do that same thing here, playoffs.
Oh,
playoffs.
Yes, for
playoffs.
Sure.
Like,
definitely.
No doubt.
Then you add Zach LaVine in there, and then you figure out how to work around that core. The only thing that they're gonna go ahead and need right now is somebody to go ahead and spare, what's called when he comes out, DeRozan from time to time, because I know we don't have.
That's the one thing, because I do like Trey Lyles at the 4. I think I'm big on Trey Lyles, and a lot of people are, but I love that he can stretch the floor. He can do a lot at that 4 spot. You know what I'm saying? He can shoot the 3.
Let me ask you this: why hasn't Doug McDermott?
He has been playing more lately.
Okay.
He has been playing more, but he's a kind of a liability. Excuse me, on defense.
Defensive wise, because I watched the game last night and I didn't really see him, get in too much. I don't think if he got in at all.
Also, too, man, I just want to say this real quick, because nobody's really talking about bruh, man. Shout out Kevin Huerter, man. He's no longer on the Sacramento Kings. You know what I'm saying? Not even trying to troll him or nothing like that, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Red Velvet.
But he was a part of that first year of us making the playoffs, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
kind of turn things around. Yeah. So just kind of having guys like that continue to build on the culture that we started, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate his services while he was here, because he helped us at that first year, man. I don't know if he was hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to bruh, man, because he was knocking down that 3 that first year. Like, Teddy White, what you think happened with Herter, man?
Couldn't stay healthy, confidence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In and out of the lineup. Whispers are coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Then you go to the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coaching change, Herter came in smoking that first season.
Yeah, he definitely didn't find his rotation this year for some reason, and I don't know what it is. Like I said, Teddy, you had some good valid points there. It could have been injuries, the mind games of 1 minute you're starter for the 5 or 6 games, the next minute you're coming off the bench. Then
at that point
you're not getting any minutes at one point. You're getting a couple DMPs here and there. So it can mess with somebody's self-esteem, being at that level, and you being as good as you are, to go ahead and get these minutes, to be able to go ahead and knock down the 3s when they're needed, or to hit a couple, shots here and there to spell when Fox or some of these other cats are going on their little dry spurts.
Yeah, no, for sure. Nah, but man, I'm excited about this team moving forward, man. I really, really like this roster. One of you guys just said something that I think, Dope Boy, you just said it. We do need a backup wing, though.
Yes.
We need somebody who can come in for DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? Because,
and a guard.
And a guard, yes.
Well, you got Keon Ellis And
I mean, but
and they're playing and Devin Carter. Those are kind of like the two backup guards. I mean, you got to play him. He was a lottery pick. He was a lottery pick. You got to play him.
You got to go ahead and play him for sure.
You got to play him. You know what I mean? So I feel like those are the backups. And Keon Ellis.
Well, I mean, there's a couple trades that had happened during the afternoon before the trade deadline was over with. That I feel like there are going to be some buyouts. Dennis Schroeder, I don't think he can go ahead and stay.
I don't
see him staying there.
But then
who just went to Washington?
Who went to Washington? Somebody
just went to Washington. That's a buyout. Smart buyout. You know, so there's some options out there that the Kings can go ahead and probably try to pluck away. If I'm Monty McNair, hey man, come over here. You'll get some minutes. I know the reason why they went ahead and got rid of Smart because Westcall's contract is coming up. They got to go ahead and re-sign Big Boy up over there that plays for them.
Ja.
Yeah,
Jaren Jackson.
Jaren. Yeah. So got to go ahead and pay him. But yeah, I mean, you got some catches that should be on the open market here. Getting buyouts from these teams because the teams that they're playing for are not going to go ahead and make the playoffs.
If those two are bought out, and Schroeder and Marcus Smart, Teddy White, who would you want out of those two? If the Kings were, to look at one of those guys. You've always been big on Marcus Smart.
And
I would definitely go Marcus.
A dog, though, having that veteran
that dog. Yes.
And I'm not sure how healthy he is. Because I feel like he wasn't really playing too much down to Memphis, so I'm not sure what his health is, but I don't know. But I would like to see.
I'll take 80% Marcus Smart now over what we got.
But like y'all said, though, I do feel like we need that backup wing. I feel like that's the only thing we're missing right now. Now that the trade deadline has passed, you kind of got to roll with what you got at this point. Because I don't see any wings getting bought out or nothing like that. So, you're not lying right now. I'm looking at his stats. I think he's only played so far. Are you talking about Smart?
19. Yeah, like he only played 19 games this year so far.
Yeah,
what it looks like.
Yeah, so he's had some.
And averaging 8 points and 3 assists.
Valanciunas is giving Sabonis some good rest right now, man. There you go.
That's good. That's what's needed. That's what's needed, man. Monty McNair must have been hearing it. Hey, Monty must have been hearing y'all all the way from where y'all at and all the way from out here.
Devin Carter.
I think that's something, you know what? I think that was something that Monty been trying to address the last couple of years. But again, we've been dealing with people that's been trying to rob us with no mask and no gun. You know what I mean? So
you've always said that how people don't want to, do deals with the Kings in good faith. You've been saying that for a while.
Why you feel like that, Teddy?
He's been feeling like that. Yeah. Why do you feel like that?
Why do you feel like that? Because I never heard.
Small market. You know what I mean? Things are always getting leaked out. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness,
Devin Carter. You're behind me. You're behind me. Yeah. Hey, no, y'all didn't just hear me say that a minute.
Yeah, I heard you say that. I heard you say about Devin Carter. Like, oh my goodness.
Like, I pass it, play defense. Pass it, play defense, and then let's do it again.
Hey, that's what he was doing.
Let's do it again.
He was balling that defensive wise only. We don't need you to score, bro.
All I need you to do is spin the record. I don't need you to do the ad-libs on it. I don't need
it's
you
so
to,
funny.
You know
it's so funny how you had the same reaction I did when you saw the play, the same play. I was like, oh.
It's like, why?
But
funny.
I do feel like let's talk about him for a second. I feel like when I watch him play, I could always see nerves in players. He still looks like he's like, relax.
Yeah.
Let the game come to you. Like Teddy White said, get a couple good passes, get an assist here and there. Or if you're open, knock down that open three. If you don't make it, all right, cool. Get back on D. Like I feel like he just needs to settle down. I feel like the pressure of being a lottery pick. You know what I'm saying? Especially when De'Aaron Fox, especially when De'Aaron Fox is gone. Now it's like, oh shit! Like I got to step it up now.
Boy. Yes,
you know
yes,
what I'm saying?
Sir.
So I do feel like that might be getting to him a bit. I don't know him, but just from what I see with his play, it does kind of feel like that when I see him on the court.
Hey, I'm on Teddy's side. You're brought in here not to be a scorer. I know you was a big time scorer at Providence, but you're here in Kings, with the Kings organization.
Play defense and play make right now.
Yeah. You already got enough playmakers on there that can go ahead and score. Don't do anything else but assist,
and
rebounds,
play
defense, and get some steals. That's it.
And don't mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess up the momentum.
If you get a couple open looks here and there, man, or you might be able to your what's on it.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I'm saying, hooped or whatever. Sometimes you just got to get that layup. Just see the ball go through the hoop. You know what I'm saying? A couple times, and that kind of gives you that like,
hey,
okay.
but when I know,
you know
when I know I ain't the man on the team, and I know I ain't supposed to be the scorer,
what you gonna do when you get the ball?
I ain't gonna
give it to the man.
Pass it to the man that needs to go ahead and get to score.
Give it to the man.
No,
I'll be open.
No,
I'll be open.
I'll be open. Exactly. And when I am open, I'll take full advantage of the opportunity then.
Nah, and if I ain't open, call a timeout.
Call a timeout.
Brody said, man, call timeout.
Shouts out Devin Carter, man. I really, you know, but the one thing I will say for him is because De'Aaron Fox is gone now, he's going to get more time and opportunity.
Yes.
So you know we're going to see.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're actually kind of showing the moves and acquisitions we got. Kevin Huerter, Kobe Jones, Alex Lynn's gone.
Alex Lynn's gone now?
He's gone. Jordan McLaughlin's gone. He didn't really play for us anyway. But
I know Alex Lynn played last night. He did play last night for
He
us.
played the last game. I think
he played last night.
He got traded today, I believe.
Okay, I want to say he played last night for sure. So okay, he got traded then.
Yeah. So he's out of here. But nah, man, we're gonna see what this group can do moving forward. We're now the first week of February. You know, bro, this season is flying. All-Star the year already. We're gonna be in the middle of February next week. You know what I'm saying?
And February's a short month.
So, you know, All-Star weekend. Sabonis didn't make it, man. Teddy White, what's your thoughts, man? Sabonis not being an All-Star. I understand we was at the bottom, you know, of the West, but golly, Sabonis like the double machine. What's going on with that, Teddy White?
How is Sabonis not an All-Star?
I don't understand that.
I don't get it.
That makes no sense to me.
Like none, bro.
Come on, man. We talking about 20 and 14
every night. 20,
14 and 7
every night.
Come on.
He does
every night.
He does everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 2014 and 6, bro. You mean to tell me 2024 or 2014 and 6
is not All-Star?
You can't make the All-Star team as a reserve at least.
You know, some of these All-Star, man. And there was a
there was a snub.
There was a snub out east, and this is one of the like league pass teams like that I watch a lot for whatever reason. I think because they play so early, a lot of times at like early afternoons. I'm like, oh, what game is on 4 o'clock? And they're on the Charlotte Hornets and LaMelo Ball. This dude snub. I think he's the biggest snub out east, and I think Sabonis is the biggest snub out west.
How did he not make it on the east? How did he not make it in the east?
You said Melo?
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball.
I think Trae Young is having a better season than
LaMelo. Better. I'm not not taking nothing away from, you know, either one, but LaMelo,
you saying he's deserving right now. You saying he's deserving.
I mean, yeah, you could say Trae. You could say Trae. Trae's been snubbed a couple times in his career too.
Yeah,
he's been snubbed a couple times. I remember it was one year he was like 25 and 10, and he didn't make it. I was like,
how are they doing this All-Star voting, man? They got that.
I think now it's like fans, coaches, and like players
and bots.
It's like a 3-part. I forgot what they changed it a couple years ago. The whole thing, but
they need to go ahead and go back to Vincent again. Adam Silver. I don't know what y'all doing, bro, but y'all need to change this because this is it.
And let's talk
about for somebody like Sabonis. Sabonis should be on the All-Star team.
Let's talk about All-Star before we get up out of here. We'll kind of finish off the pod with this. Man, do y'all have any interest in this weekend anymore? Bro, I remember I used to be like the game. I used to get hired for a dunk contest. It's like now it's just like who's in the dunk contest? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, they changed the format up. I don't even know if there's this NBA players versus street players or something like that now. Or
no, they need
talking
to go
about
something like that.
They talked about
at some point.
Go ahead.
At some point, we got to mix it up. Like we got to bring the excitement back at a dunk contest. So if we got to go out and go get the G League player, or we got to go out and go get a street guy, and you team them up with an NBA guy or something like that.
That's what I think.
We got to get something better going.
It's bad enough when I go ahead and say the All-Star break for Major League Baseball is more entertaining than it is.
They have the best All-Star right now.
They do. They definitely do. So my
the Pro Bowl wasn't that bad either this year.
And the Pro Bowl, bro,
it's
I like
fun.
what they're doing too as well. You know, with the Pro Bowl and all the events that they're doing with them, that's a good look too as well. They had to change it up because when you Pro Bowl, you know, playing tackle football during that time frame, cats is like, man, it's the end of the year. I'm not trying to bang myself up because I want to be ready. Yeah, get hurt because I want to go ahead and be ready by the time summer comes. So they had to figure out ways to go ahead and change it up in order for the fan base and the viewership to go ahead and continue to watch. The NBA needs to figure it out.
Why
they got to go ahead and go back to it?
Why don't stars want to do the dunk contest anymore?
Yeah, that's something that we got to get back into.
Why the Jazz? You know what I'm saying? The Ja Morant
scared to fail. Scared that they're not creative enough, possibly.
No, I ain't even scared to fail. Just like niggas is just too cool.
Yeah,
like,
yep.
But don't you want to be the cool cat to go ahead and get the whole crowd and everybody else entertained by what you're doing?
No, they rather sit on the side with the 5 chains.
But it shifted. You know what I'm saying?
Shifted.
No, for real. Contest has shifted. Yeah, shifted to who got Frank. Yeah. Who can be the Frank Lucas of the league?
Yeah.
Hey, they won't understand that reference.
No, they won't.
But now, like,
I get it.
But now, because I thought about this a while ago too, but not in the way Stephen A. Smith did. I always thought, like, man, how could they implement some of these street? Because I follow a lot of like dunkers and hoopers on IG. Right. There's some dudes doing some crazy stuff. Stephen A. Smith idea was to basically have like an NBA player like sponsor a street dunker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like go and like throughout like beginning of the year, the beginning of the NBA season, kind of go on the tour, find your guy, you know what I'm saying, find a video clip, bring him in. All right, you know what I'm saying? And all right, we got four guys, whatever, however you want to do it. And then like you know, LeBron, you sponsor this guy, you know what I'm saying? Or AD or whoever. Because these dudes are creative. They're doing stuff I ain't never seen.
Man, I be on TikTok and be looking at some of
these dudes are creative, bro. I feel like that needs to be the route they go because like the fans don't know who these guys are, but if you connect superstars to them to like, okay, this is my guy, like he's gonna beat your dude, like just kind of have like fun with it like that, and once people see the dunks, they're not even gonna trip off. I don't know who this guy, and that can give these guys a platform, like now they can build their brands and things like that. I feel like it would be good for the league to do something like that, bro.
They need to go ahead and go do it. I mean, especially if the viewership is going to be down this year. Because matter of fact, since we are talking about this, how are they doing the NBA All-Star? Because I seen the whole little draft thing. I really wasn't paying attention to it because I was on the clock. But how are they doing it now? Like with it was just the drafting of the players.
It's back to East to West now. They keep switching it back and forth. Before it was a draft, they did that for like 3, maybe 4 years. And now it's back to East and West. So, yeah. They don't know what to do. Like they keep. And like I said,
I mean, what you said and to piggyback off what you're saying and what Stephen A. Smith said and you adding on to it, I definitely, that would be a great deal.
That'd be dope.
And entertainment to go ahead and add because it adds the competition now. It gets you more competitive with whoever you're going to go ahead and bring in with your guy versus whoever you're going to go ahead and go up against as far as your homeboy that's in the lead and sponsoring the other homie. Like, you're like, hey, look, man, my boy can go ahead and out-dunk your homie.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? However you want to go ahead and do it. Just the entertainment factor within itself will get people to pay attention to it, and be like, hey, look, you know what? Let me go ahead and see who LeBron's sponsoring. Let me see who Steph Curry's sponsoring or Jai or whoever it is for that matter.
No, for sure.
But they definitely need to implement something because, like I say,
this ain't it.
It's coming up. And I'm not too thrilled to go ahead and watch it. If I catch it, cool. If I don't, then so be it. I'll catch it on ESPN, the highlight.
This ain't it, man. But nah, so we just want to get on here and talk about this new look Kings right now. Right now, second quarter, about 5 minutes left, 35-40. The Kings are down by 5 to Portland. I do feel like we're gonna get up out of Portland with a win tonight, though. But we're gonna see, man. So. Man, we got, I don't know how many more games we got left, somewhere 30-ish, somewhere around there. We got to make a push, man. We got to get in this playoffs, man. I want to make the playoffs before the Spurs do, man. I do. Now, I ain't gonna lie.
That sweet piece of revenge on De'Aaron Fox for leaving Kings.
I ain't gonna lie. Like they might turn into the new villains. You know what I'm saying for Sacramento. they might because don't nobody care about the Lakers Kings. That's not even a rivalry no more. But De'Aaron go down to San Antonio. Keep an eye out. I think they come here in March, like the first week of March, like a month.
But Shaq,
I think the Spurs come to Sacramento like a month. I bet you tickets are already sold out for that game too.
Oh, you don't think they're not?
Keep an eye out for that game because I feel like what I'm seeing on Twitter and IG, fans are split. There's people who were kind of siding like, oh, where's De'Aaron Fox tribute video? Oh, I miss De'Aaron. But there's other people like, man, F that dude. You know what I'm saying? So that night's gonna be interesting. I think you're gonna hear a mix of boos and cheers that night. It's gonna be like,
yeah, that's smart. It's March 7th, bro.
March 7th. Yep, March 7th. Yeah. So
March 7th.
We're gonna see, man. And who knows, that game might have playoff implications as far as like who gets that win. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Depending on where dudes is at.
Yeah, I agree.
But nah, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. All net, no rim. I'll go by the name of Stuff. We got Doughboy Bush, Teddy White, man. If this is your first time, or if you got through this whole video and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for, man? Go ahead and hit that sub button, man. Comment on any of the topics that we covered today. Like the video, man. We're gonna be back later on this week. Today's Thursday though. Maybe we'll try to maybe Saturday we'll try to get back on and do something.
Comment, man. We comment. Talk. Yeah. We'll comment back.
Oh yeah, we coming back, especially to the trolls, man. I get on the trolls. Y'all know me. I get on the trolls. Hey, we're not big enough. It might be a point one day to where we get big enough. I won't see it. Now I see everything, so I'm on y'all helmet, man.
Yeah. Please respond.
You know what I'm saying? But now, yeah, we up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. On that no rim, we're gonna be back at y'all. Peace.